These boys might say bad words. So proceed with caution.
Top 5 so cliche, top 3's too few, top 10's too many. What the hell we gonna do? Gotta keep it real when it comes to the topics. Hope you're all ready. It's time for the top 6. It's time for the top 6. It's time for the top 6.
I'm ready for some hunkiness.
Let's get hunky. All right.
I'm ready to get covered in just hunk sweat, just dripping in hunk sweat.
All right. Let's hunk it up then. What is happening, everybody? Welcome to the Top 6 Podcast, the Hunk Edition. I am Dustin Bernard. I am with my two younger hunk brothers, Jordan and Chad. Say hello, hunks.
Hello, hunks and hunkettes. How y'all hunks and hunkettes doing this evening?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. And I just want to shout out to Dave Thompson of Drunken Fox Art, who did the...
He is a hunk.
Yes, he did the intro song. He performed that. And also, he's a talented artist. So, yes, quality hunkage, that man. Yes.
Dave, you're a hunk. You got some sweet-ass shirts. We appreciate you here at Top 6.
Exactly. So, let's do this.
Chad, what does he live in DuBois, or does he live like in an outlier, like a suburb?
Tell you what, you know what? He lives in a place called Hormtown.
Hormtown. That's a hunky town right there.
And he tells a tale of an old man in a bar out there. I picture it more of a tavern, and he goes, "How are y'all guys doing out in Hormytown?"
Hormtown. I've never heard of Hormtown. So Dave's probably a top 6 hunk of Hormstown or Hormtown.
And to be fair to
definitely.
our picks, it's best we leave him off the list because we don't want to, he's too much of a hunk.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So if you guys haven't noticed, the listeners, we are tackling our top 6 Hollywood hunks in this episode. Before we get started, any apologies need to be made for last week's episode or no?
I have no apologies. Chad?
I want to address one thing real quick. So regarding the sport of wrestling, we made comments about how uncoordinated it is, and I wasn't necessarily trying to say all wrestlers are uncoordinated. I don't picture them like all Mr. Magoo falling downstairs all the time. I will just all I'm going to do is note an article I found by ESPN.com. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of ESPN, but they're a well-known sports syndicate there, and they have a degree of difficulty sports rankings where they asked a bunch of sports scientists on a scale of 1 to 10 to rate sports on different levels of difficulty. And I just want to read the results here. Number 1 is boxing, and then ice hockey, then football, then basketball, and then wrestling. So I'm just saying boxing, was very tough, and I'm not diminishing wrestling. I would get my ass whooped in a wrestling match right now, no question. So I'm just saying that's where I'm coming from. And you know what? I get heated when I, debate with you guys. So that's part of the fun. So, it's all fair.
I understand.
It's all good.
It's all good, Chad. Shout out to the listeners for picking Usain Bolt as the number 6 top athlete. I appreciate y'all for having my back. One love. And a buckshot
boy! Never since Cool Runnings has there been an athlete out of Jamaica as impressive.
Thank you, Chad, for having my back.
All right. I think we cleared the air. We're not trying to make any enemies.
Yeah, I wasn't shitting on wrestling. I respect wrestlers for what they do. It's hard work. It takes dedication, and they are strong as hell. And I don't want to piss any wrestlers
Yeah,
off.
me neither.
I
just
have
got
no
hot.
experience
I got
wrestling.
hot,
All right.
I got hot. After.
Yeah, we say things in the moment. It
I had to put
happens.
deodorant
But
on
shout out to
after
all the
that.
wrestlers out there and all the wrestlers. I gave Kurt Angle props and Brock Lesnar. So anyway, on to the hunks.
On to the hunks, even though Usain Bolt just runs in a straight line. Anyway, let's move on to the hunks.
Hey, sour grapes from the big brother.
All right, so Hollywood hunks. So a lot of buzz leading up to this episode. Been throwing some hints out there on Twitter and Facebook with some possible hunkage. There's a couple different ways. Just like it seems like any episode we go over, it's up to your interpretation. So, a hunk is a hunk is a hunk. There's a lot of Hollywood hunks out there. Some of them may be more pretty boyish. Some of them may be more leading manish.
Yeah, the way I looked at it, we're not talking about puny pretty boys here. Much like last week's Top 6 Athletes episode, you got to have the total package to be considered a top-tier hunk. That's just my opinion.
I agree with you. I mean, it's kind of like what that X factor too. Kind of like anybody can sort of get some muscles. It's not just about
you don't want to have.
It's about what
Right.
you do
I agree,
with them.
Chad.
What kind of it's about the beef. You know what I mean? It's about the
Also, I mentioned like the puny pretty boys. We're not talking about that. And also like too much body hair, too much muscle mass. That's just not attractive. That's just my opinion.
Got to be a good balance. I got you. All right. Well,
yeah, exactly.
We're gonna get into it. I think we'll try something a little different.
Wait,
this episode.
can I make a little quick comment here? A little caveat.
Go ahead.
Unfortunately for you two, the Steve Wilkos show is filmed in Connecticut, so he's not eligible to be on our lists. Sorry, guys.
What list? This one?
Yeah, I know you
he
guys
ain't no Hollywood, huh?
Well, for Hollywood, I get it because he's in Connecticut. Oh boy, could have fooled me.
Yeah, he ain't eligible. His show was filmed in Connecticut.
Fuck Steve Wilkos.
I agree.
I want that trivia question. I want to go 5-0.
Hey,
fill my hand with
all right.
Hey, wait,
y'all ready for the trivia?
Real quick.
All right.
Whoa.
Okay.
Dynasty.
Okay.
Dynasty is waiting.
Real quick about Steve Wilkos. A couple of people at work, I was introducing them to the Top 6 podcast, and the first episode is the Steves. And we were on a conference call, and a couple of them were naming off Steves, and Steve Wilkos came up, and I said, he's mentioned. You got to give it a listen to see what happens. So, all right. So I'm ready for the trivia question. Let's go.
Okay, Chad, are you ready?
Dude, 4-0. I'm always
okay. Here we go. Chad, you're gonna make it 5-5.
Do it. Yep.
All right, here it is. Brown University is located in which state?
Pennsylvania.
Dusty.
Connecticut.
Neither of you are correct. Rhode Island. I have a backup.
Oh, I love the backup.
And I have a backup for the backup.
Do it.
Okay. Arnold Schwarzenegger played Douglas Quaid in which 1990 film?
Twins.
Chat?
Douglas Quaid. 90.
5.
Kindergarten Cop.
No, that was
Total
Richard.
Recall. Oh.
Shit. Now
all
what?
Right. I have another one. I got one more. That's all I got.
Okay.
All right. The film Casablanca takes place during which
World War II. Easy.
I said it first.
Oh, shit. Now what?
Yeah, you said 2. So, Dusty?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Hey, Dusty takes this.
I will.
Chad.
I'll accept that as long as I'm 4-0-1.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine.
Still haven't lost. All right, we're good. Go ahead.
That's fine. Cool. I get the start. Cool. All right. So we're gonna do this a little different, guys. We're gonna test it out. We're still gonna get to all the hunks, the most hunk. It's the hunkiest podcast episode that's been published. Not just from ours, from everyone that does a podcast.
It is. I'm starting to sweat.
So I'm gonna go through my 6 rather quickly, and then what I think we should do is each of us go through. If we need to throw out a little comment here and there, we can. But we each go through, and then we come back after the break, go through the similarities, and then we kind of put the puzzle pieces together.
All right, yeah, we'll see if we got any double dip.
Oh yeah, some hunky dips.
Any double hunk dip.
All right, so it's my turn. We're going to go ahead and get started. Top 6 Hollywood hunks. Number 6, teen heartthrob turned Hollywood hunk. I'm gonna compare my my selections to hunks of meat. Okay, so so this guy reminds me of a nice hunk, a little short rib, Mr. Zac Efron, teen heartthrob turned Hollywood hunk.
Okay.
Number 5. Number 5. 6'4", full chunky hunk of Spam because he's from Hawaii and they eat a lot of Spam in Hawaii. Aquaman, Jason Momoa. Stinky hunk right there. Fun fact about him, he's got a scar above his one eye. He was slashed in the face with a broken beer glass by a man during an altercation at a cafe in where? Hollywood, California. Hollywood hunk in its natural habitat.
Dad also told me that story about how he got the scar on his head where a dude hit him over the head with a bottle. And then Mom was like, no, Grandma Barney dropped him out of in the parking lot once or something like that.
I thought it was out of like a one-story
out
window.
Of a window.
He fell
it's
out
like,
of, and that's how he got the cut.
Bullshit. I've heard that one before. Who knows?
Yeah, Dad tried eating a glass window.
I believed it forever. I really did.
So, yeah, Zac Efron, number 6, Jason Momoa, also called Drogo in Game of Thrones for you nerds out there. Number 4.
You're a nerd.
Number 4, Mr. Thor himself, the 6'3" hunk of Australian beef, Chris Hemsworth.
Beef, huh? Like straight beef.
Just cattle, just hanging out, probably the ass part of it.
Just a hunk of beef.
Speaking of ass parts, bottom round roast, this next number 3, tough as nails. Bottom round roast is one of the toughest cuts of meat out there. Yes, he's only 5'10", but my number 3 hunk is Patrick Swayze, R.I.P.
Ooh.
Kind of scrawny.
Doesn't matter. He's tough as nails, just like that bottom round roast hunk of meat. Dirty dancing, sexy.
He ripped a throat out.
Roadhouse.
Throats out.
Dalton's Roadhouse, ripping throats. Oh,
I think I'd be able. I'd be able.
He's a hunk. He's a
That's the only instance I don't mind the name Dalton.
Yeah, Dalton from Roadhouse. That's one of the movies that I watch when I come across it on TV. Kind of like Shawshank.
Kind of like Shawshank.
Yeah.
I can't keep my eyes.
Pain don't. Pain.
Pain don't hurt. Speaking of, just a little caveat. So my mother-in-law, Linda, sent me her top 6 Hollywood hunks. And Sam Elliott was on her list, also in Roadhouse.
Oh, damn. Shout out to Linda.
Yeah.
Loves the cowboy look.
Oh, yeah.
He's also pretty scrawny, though, isn't he?
Kicks ass, though.
Looking.
He also talks. He also talks like this.
I got somebody on here that would whip both of their asses.
Yeah. All right, Dusty, number 2.
And Momoa, too.
Number 2. Born in Alabama, raised in Mississippi, he's 6'1" of country fried steak. Just a hunk of country fried steak. You cannot be a hunk and not be in Magic Mike. Channing Tatum, dancer, actor, just all around good looking piece of hunkiness. I'll take that as a acceptance. Number 1 on my list. He's just filet mignon, good actor, versatile, kind of. I mean, he's not as hunky mass wise as some of these people, but you got to go with Brad Pitt, number one on my top Hollywood
I respect that.
list, Mr. Bradley.
That's probably your best pick.
So yeah. So just to recap, guys, number 6, my little short rib, Zac Efron. A little hunky can of Spam, number 5, Jason Momoa. 6'3" hunk of Australian beef, number 4, Chris Hemsworth. Number 3, the Houston, Texas native Patrick Swayze. Or excuse me, number 3. Number 2, Channing Tatum. Number 1, Brad Pitt. Take it away, Jordan.
All righty, guys. My number 6. He's got some big old man paws, so that means he's packing some heat down low. He played Wolverine. He's also an Australian,
All right.
Dusty. So, Hugh Jackman.
Okay. Respect.
Oh, yeah.
6'2", ripped.
Crikey.
Hey,
Crikey.
he's in the 1,000-pound club at age 46. At age 46, he squatted 355, benched 235, and deadlifted 410 pounds.
Wow. I didn't know that was a thing.
All right. Yep, 1,000-pound
He
club.
is
at
a
age
quality
46.
Instagram follow. He's fun to follow on there. I don't know why.
I'll have to give him a
Shout
follow.
out Hugh Jackman's Instagram.
Hey, he was on Linda's list.
All right,
by the
my
way.
number 5.
He was on
What's
Linda's
up?
list as well.
Oh, good taste.
Linda
in
knows
Linda.
the meat. She knows the meat.
Don't say that.
All right. My number 5. He's the youngest hunk on my list, and I can see him only getting hunkier and hunkier as the years go by. He's got the best smile on all of our lists, guaranteed. Michael B. Jordan, Apollo Creed's son.
Oh, okay. I thought. Oh, yeah. All right.
He's a hunk. He is a grade A hunk. He's only 33. He's only going to keep getting better and better.
All right.
with age.
All right.
He's not a little shrimp like Efron here. He's cut. He's ripped and rugged at the same time.
Hell of a quarterback on Friday Night Lights, that show, if you guys ever watched that.
Yep. My dog's name is Tim Riggins. So
Yeah. So he's like when the team is shitty,
Yep.
he's their quarterback. Yeah.
Why didn't you pick Tim Riggins?
He ain't a
as
hunk. He ain't well hunking it.
All right. All right. My number 4. All right. This is my first throwback hunk right here. 1980s Harrison Ford, Dr. Indiana Jones himself.
Damn.
Look, he's not the most jacked, but he's in great shape in those Indiana Jones movies. There's a scene in Temple of Doom where he's standing on a bridge holding a sword. His shirt is ripped. He's exhausted. You see the sweat dripping off him. He's trying to save the day. His muscles are popping out. So 1980s Harrison Ford. He's a hunk.
No complaints there. Also in the future.
All right, my number 3. Oh, absolutely, yeah. My number 3, he's a sleeper. Let me tell you what. My number 3, he is now corona-free. He tested positive a few weeks ago, but he's fully recovered and hunkier than ever. Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Talk about a lean, ripped hunk. Look up pictures of him on Google.
I will. I have. Trust me. Or wait, no. Okay, yeah, I will.
Idris Elba. He would make an excellent James Bond, by the way. He's got the look, the body, the accent, the charm.
Jordy, he was in The Wire, which Dusty and I have seen, and you haven't even watched yet.
He's getting better and better. I've seen him in a whole bunch of stuff.
Or not Barksdale. He was Stringer. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when he was first starting out in Hollywood, right?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
All right. Talk about a lean hunk of beef right there. Idris Elba. He's a good-looking guy. He was 2018 sexiest man alive.
Hunka.
But okay. Number two. Okay, there's a scene from the movie Inception where Joseph Gordon-Levitt is shooting an assault rifle at snipers on top of a roof. Well, my number 2 comes along with a grenade launcher. No, Chad. And he says the great line, "Mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling." Another banging British hunk, Tom Hardy.
Baby. Yeah.
He's the grenade launcher of hunks. Let me tell you what. And Chad, Dusty, don't be afraid to dream a little bigger, my brothers.
All right.
I'm not afraid.
All right. Number 1, Dusty.
Okay.
I got you.
Good
Brad
deal.
Pitt. There's nothing to it. I mean, some things are just obvious. Brad Pitt is the fucking best hunk of all time.
BOAT. Wait.
Wait. Okay. Yeah, but why?
Chad, he's got the dimples. He's got the facial structure. He's got a jaw so strong it could withstand an uppercut from Iron Mike Tyson. He can pull off short hair, long hair. Look, he's not ripped and rugged, but he's got a lean body. He always keeps it tight. He's always looking good.
Hey,
I mean, he's
all
been
right.
in his prime for like 30
Dude,
years.
I'm putting my arms out like I just got called for a foul that I feel like I didn't commit. All right, calm down.
Chad, you've seen Fight Club, right?
I've seen all Brad Pitt's shit.
Yeah, the washboard abs in Fight Club. I mean, come on, what a
Dude,
hunk.
when he's shoving his face full of shrimp, it looks good. I understand.
Yeah, when he talks on the phone too, and it sounds
Also pretty
sexy.
hunky and
Such a hunk.
snatch, too.
Just pure hunkage.
Yeah, I like to snatch his snatch.
Jordy, what was your number 6?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Okay. All right. I'm just recording this down. All right. So you had Hugh Jackman, number 6, and then Michael B. Jordan, number 5.
Yeah.
And Harrison Ford, number 4.
1980s
Idris
Harrison
Elba,
Ford.
number 3. Tom Hardy, number 2. Brad Pitt, number 1.
Yep, you got it, brother.
All right. Not used to going last.
That's weird, isn't it? It's weird, huh? So, yeah, Chad,
I'm feeling it out.
and then we'll take a little break, get our sponsorship in, and then we'll come back and discuss, try to fill in this puzzle piece of the hunks for sure. So.
Sounds good. Sounds good, brothers. All right. So my number 6 started off in a comedic career, but his hunkiness just couldn't withstand that box of comedy, and he branched out into badassery and further hunkage, and that is Bradley Cooper.
All right.
6.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know he started out in comedy. Was he a stand-up?
Wet Hot American Summer. You got, the Hangover.
Okay, yeah,
You
I've
got
seen those. Wedding Crashers.
Oh, yeah. He was on
okay.
the comedy
He was.
side. Oh, yeah.
He was sexiest man alive a few
And
years ago.
little trivia here. He was nominated for an Oscar this past year for Joker for Best Picture. So he's like a producer now.
Oh,
so
shit.
he's a hunk
Nice.
with some smarts. He knows which projects to attach himself to. Anyway, number 5. Number 5.
Chad, he's got a great voice too. He's got a great singing voice.
Jordy, you'll like this one. Mr. Harrison Ford. Classic.
Yeah.
Of course, Indiana Jones, as you mentioned, but also, you know what? Han Solo. Handsome as hell.
Yeah.
Handsome and smooth as hell.
He was.
He was just a smuggler that didn't give a shit, just wanted to do his own thing. And that's, everyone was attracted to him. All right, number 4. Dusty, you'll like this one. He was literally your number 4, and it rhymes with Thor. Brothers, I am the mighty Thor. Chris Hemsworth.
Okay. All right, guys.
Chris Hemsworth. He's got that freaking just Australian specimen quality. And you know what?
Yeah.
In the later Avengers movies, like his performances were awesome. Even when he was a fat piece of shit in Endgame, he was hunky.
Couple of Aussies on our
Not-
list, huh? Shout out to Australia. Shout out to Australia.
You know what? Continue the shout out to Australia, because number 3, I've got a man that does musicals. He's very charming, and he's Australian, and he's a badass Wolverine.
All
Hugh
right.
Jackman.
Chad. Yeah.
Sexy.
Hugh Jackman.
Just
baby.
Welcome on board, Chad.
And you know what? It's funny you mentioned how much he can lift, because I swear to God, he can probably lift more than anyone on my list anyway. Probably on
definitely.
anyone
He
on all of our lists. There's
think so.
like videos and like the Instagram shit. Like he's like deadlifting, like he's like fucking bodybuilding. It's weird.
He's got a handsome mug. He's versatile. Great body. He's a hunk.
Actually handsome. He's definitely a. I'm kind of mad I didn't have him on my list. There's a lot of hunks out there. My hunk radar was kind of pointing in one direction, and I'm confused. Looking at all these dudes with their shirts off was kind of weird. So
You got flustered. I understand.
Hunk
That's
flustered.
all right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep, it happens.
Yeah, you kind of get like a hunk fog in your vision, kind of like.
Yeah, I got kind of blinded by my own sweat. I was sweating so much looking at all these pictures.
Well, the overlap continues,
Yeah,
okay? Because my number 2, all right, he won a modeling contest in 1998, and he's gone on to play Bane, Mad Max, Venom, Tom Hardy. Number 2.
Chad, say the quote. Say that quote.
What quote?
The Inception.
No,
one.
I got a different quote. Hold on.
Oh,
I have a different quote for you. All right. So this is from shit. Okay, I don't have it anymore. But an actor, Shia LaBeouf, okay, who was in a movie Lawless with him. This
That's
just
a good
explains how manly and hunky Tom Hardy is. Shia LaBeouf, who kind of is sort of in his own head himself, said, when you go onto a Tom Hardy set, he's pissing in the corner and he lets you know that this is his set. And you respect that. Like he's like a
market his territory.
Yeah, he's like a gorilla. And he's a good-looking gorilla who won a modeling contest in 98. And he's solid.
Oh, another thing. Shout out to Tom Hardy's traps in the movie Warrior. What a bunch of hunkiness right there. Yeah. I mean, it makes me just want to do shoulder shrugs as a workout from now on.
I mean, Mad Max. If you guys watch the movie Mad Max, that movie was made to be played on mute, like while you're doing the laundry. So, like, you can enjoy it when it's on mute. If you just watch it, he barely talks, but he's just, like, radiating hunkiness. And it's great.
Yeah.
All right. So, number one.
I agree.
Fuck you both, Brad Pitt. Booyah.
Oh, my God. Some things are just so obvious, right?
Yeah, I mean dude, guys, okay, listen. Male model looks, elite, subtle acting chops. Okay, and his career is so great. He's got his abs flying around. He's got badassness in like Inglourious Bastards, Fight Club, Snatch. Like he whoops asses in movies, but also he appeals to ladies. Jennifer Aniston, Angelina Jolie. They couldn't resist the hunkiness.
Let's think about so Jean brought up Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Jean is my wife, my research assistant, whatever. She likes him in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Think of all the different hairstyles that hunk has had.
That's what I was saying earlier. He can pull off any type of look. I mean, long hair, shaggy beard, anything, short hair.
I mean, here's the thing. Okay,
Frosted
I was
tips,
watching
everything.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is my favorite movie probably in the last 5 years, seriously. And he takes his shirt off on a rooftop as he's like working on the shingles or like the TV dish or something. And he is like freaking ripped. And then when I saw that the first time, I paused the movie and I Googled how old is Brad Pitt, and it said 50.
I was just going to ask that.
56 years old. And I'm like, what?
Holy. Looks like he's 36.
Wow.
I mean,
the dude's
wow.
He's just hunk.
You can't really pinpoint his prime because he's still in his prime. I mean, which year does he look the best? I mean, it's hard to tell.
Exactly. That's the fog. That's the hunk fog.
The funk.
Yep.
the hunk fog. So, Chad, run through your list again because I don't know what the hell I was doing, but I missed somebody.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Dude, it's the fog.
I'm hammered, but it's just the hunk.
Clear the sweat from your eyes. Ready? Here we go. Number 6 was Bradley Cooper. Number 5, Harrison Ford. Number 4, Chris Hemsworth. Number 3, Hugh Jackman. Number 2, Tom Hardy. And number 1, Brad Pitt.
So we got our number 1.
That name, and it's Pitt Brad. Not that Pitt Brad's a hunky school.
Hell yeah.
Pitt Brad.
Shout out to
Maybe it is.
Could be a hunky school. It's up and coming, So, all right, here's what we're going to do, boys. We all three got our lists out there. Number 1's going to be pretty easy, but we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to tackle this hunk fog and get through it, baby. We'll be right back. All right.
All right.
Thank you so much for sticking with us. We are back. We're going to knock out our ultimate top 6 list of Hollywood hunks. And we're all admittedly in a little bit of a hunk phase, a little fog, if you will. We're sweating. We're a little hungry. It's just a lot of hunkiness going on. And we're going to go ahead and get to our list. But first, we want to just run through some honorable mentions, some people that just missed our list. So, Jordy, take it away.
Dusty, you have him on your list. I was thinking Jason Momoa, but he just didn't quite make my list. And also Chris Hemsworth as well. And Captain America, Chris Evans, Vin Diesel, and Marky Mark
All right.
Wahlberg.
Chad, I'm going to go ahead and just list a couple that I'm thinking about. Another Jason that I had on here was Jason Statham. Just looks like he stinks and would just love just to have sex in a sauna.
Yeah.
And then another guy that I had on my list, similar to Patrick Swayze, no longer with us, but I believe he'd be on this. He'd be doing more movies if he were with us, but Mr. Paul Walker, R.I.P.
Ooh, yeah, dude, yes.
Just
blue eyes.
Obviously a ripping bod, just a grade A hunk that's walking around heaven with just a robe that's open and sandals, just chilling. Hunk Walker.
R.I.P. Hunk Walker.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely thought about Paul Walker, Channing Tatum, Guy Moses, and Robert Pattinson.
Those all sleepers,
That's awesome.
Chad. I respect all of those picks.
I know, honestly, Robert Pattinson, I was like, I feel like heartthrobs morph into hunks a lot of times. Not always.
Yeah, not always though, Chad. I mean,
if someone's going to play Batman, which Robert Pattinson isn't just the dude from Twilight, okay? He's got some acting chops, and I think he'll do just fine. So he's going to have to bulk up and get some meat.
Yep. Get some lean, rugged Idris Elba muscle to him.
Yeah, well, maybe not dark. Maybe not.
Also,
dark,
guys,
just regular. just some.
Anyway,
some
guys,
meat.
I was also There's guys like Gyllenhaal, Timberlake, Leo, Gosling, Matt Damon, Heath Ledger, and Johnny Depp. I was thinking about them, but they're all too pretty or too puny to make the list of hunks. They don't have that.
Yeah. I
mean, know what I mean?
Yeah. Johnny Depp's too frail. I mean, I think.
I mean, like if Gosling gained 25 pounds of like rugged muscle and like maybe grew a little beard and had a little edge to him, he'd probably make the list. But he just doesn't have it.
Yeah,
right now.
I mean, I want to give a shout out to one of our followers on Twitter. It's another podcast called The Blitz Morning Show. He does a top 5 as well, ranks different things at the end of his episodes and whatnot. Toby Brendel, he is from Canada, and he wanted Ryan Reynolds to be on the list.
Nope.
Oh,
no.
okay. My wife's got a crush on him.
He's
a good-looking guy.
He's a good-looking guy.
He's
just
ripped too,
reminds
Chad.
me.
He is jacked.
He reminds me of I don't know, just very
Too
he's
much
like
of a goofball kind of.
He's like a smile emoji with muscles to me. That's about it.
Chad.
I
also, guys, like Burt Reynolds, Tom Selleck, for me, they're too dirty and hairy and stinky looking.
That was the era,
hunks.
though. I'm sure Linda.
I mean,
shout out to Linda again. I'm sure she that era enjoyed.
There are some pictures of Tom Selleck as clean shaven. He looks good clean shaven.
Yeah.
Tom Selleck does. He's a hunk. But manscaping is a component of hunkiness, I think. You got to trim it up a little bit, well groomed, and so it doesn't look so stinky.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have mom send me her list again. Her message was just way too long, and sorry, Mom, but I got bored after the first minute of listening to it. I want her to send me her list. Linda sent her list to me, but she wrote it down and filmed it. I would like her to send me her talking about her list as well, just listing them off. And I'll go ahead and put them at the end of the episode. Also, our dad, Mark, sent his list, and I had no clue who the hell number one was. Tarzan, right? Rod.
I had no idea either.
Rod Eli,
I had no
like
idea.
that? I don't know.
Who was it?
Also, I got to roast these three dickheads, okay? George Clooney, Richard Gere, and Ben Affleck are not hunks. They're smug-looking prick assholes. They're not hunks.
George Clooney is like classically handsome. So like he's like the closest we have to like the 30s and 40s.
Yeah, but those guys had no bod.
Yeah.
They had no hunkiness
yeah.
to
We're
them.
talking
They had no
straight
body
meat here. You know what I mean?
I mean, Clooney, they're all decent actors, but they're not hunky. They just come across as smug little pricks.
So we got to put together. So Brad Pitt number one.
Yeah, Brad Pitt is the consensus number
absolutely.
one. I think that's been the first number one overall in all of our lists so far. So good job on Brad Pitt.
That's
good job, Brad.
That says a lot about his hunkiness.
Oh yeah, major hunk,
3 for 3,
major hunk. So just looking at some crossover, Chris Hemsworth was on me and Chad's list. Let's go. Harrison Ford was on
Double
both
dipping.
of your lists. So
wait, we had Jordy and I had Tom Hardy as number 2.
Tom Hardy, those traps.
The thing with Tom Hardy is this dude, his range as an actor doesn't like fault his physique ever. Like he doesn't have to lose a shit ton of weight like Christian Bale or anything. Like he's always hunk boy. So like, but he transforms into anybody. And also he pisses in the corners of a set and claims it like a gorilla. So I mean, the dude won a modeling contest. I mean,
So speaking
He
of
is a
Christian
great
Bale,
A-hole.
my sister-in-law Steph, that was her number one.
Whoa, I wouldn't expect that. Christian Bale as
I
number
think
one
Christian
hunk.
Bale would like hate that. Like he would be the last person to call himself.
All right,
hunk.
so that's funny because so yeah, you guys both had Tom Hardy number 2. I didn't have him, but I can see him sticking at number 2.
Okay, number 2, Tom Hardy, the banging Brit.
He's good.
Mustn't be afraid to dream.
Mad
bigger,
Max.
darling.
You guys watch that, even if it's on mute. It's freaking badass. And
Chad, did you want to say that quote?
Don't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling.
Just sounds so hunky and sexy. Damn.
Yeah, he makes Joseph Gordon-Levitt look like a little bitch. And Dusty, I was going to say, my number 2 starred in the movies Inception and The Revenant. And then you were going to go, oh, what is it, Leo? Is it Leonardo DiCaprio? Ooh. And listen, I want to say right now, my research assistant, Katie, my wife, says that Leonardo DiCaprio has been the best looking since 1997 to 2019. So his longevity has been awesome. But whether or not he's a hunk, I'm not sure. I don't want to be biased because I think he's one of the best actors ever. So I don't think he has as much meat as Tom Hardy. So I put Tom Hardy in there because I thought, you know what? They're best buds. They go to Lakers games together. And
Chad, I'm right there with you. Leo and De Niro are probably my 2 favorite actors of all time.
They're not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll probably tackle that topic someday. The top 6 actors, you know. So Leo will have his day. He'll have his day. I just don't think he stinks. Like Brad Pitt, Tom Hardy, they probably stink a little bit, you know, like men.
Yeah, they have like
you gotta have that.
They have like
stank.
steam coming off of them. You know what I mean? Like you walk by and you get like
just sweat, hunkiness. All right,
like hits.
So let's do some more crossovers. So we do have Hemsworth on 2 of our lists. We've got Harrison Ford, and also Hugh Jackman.
Damn.
Good day, mate.
Couple of Aussies. I'm
on there,
scratching off Zac Efron. I mean,
He's pretty,
Yeah, I considered him like in that Gosling pretty boy
pretty-
lane. He doesn't have enough of that.
I can see that.
Yet.
I
Maybe
can
10
see
years
that.
down the road.
I mean, it's hard to think of a former, high school musical star as a hunk.
He could break out of that,
right.
though. I mean, give him another 10 years. We'll see how it goes.
I didn't learn hunk physics in Mr. Finn's physics class, but he has hunk potential, if that makes any sense. Yeah,
He does. He's got hunk potential.
That's cool.
The
Speaking of
HP.
Mr.
He's got
Finn,
HP.
one of our loyal listeners, Carrie Hover, and I used to sit at the same table in that class, and I'm not sure how much we learned. So,
I mean, you learn about.
Well, you know
Well,
the physics of a great
yeah.
body, so you'd learn a little bit.
now my
physics of a
Google
great
search
hunk,
history is all
so that
jacked
counts.
up because of this freaking topic. So,
Mine stayed the same, honestly.
all right. So I want to throw this out there. We've got Hugh Jackman, Chris Hemsworth, Harrison Ford. A little
We got
double
Idris.
dip action. Now I want to throw at least, just because you guys didn't
Double
have Channing Tatum on there. What's the reasoning you didn't have him on there? And Magic Mike is a movie full of hunks. He's the main character.
The reason I didn't have him on there was because honestly he probably would have been number 7 for me. I actually saw Magic Mike in theaters with a bunch of girls in 2012, and I was the only one that liked the movie. Because I don't know if you've seen the movie, but it's like a very dramatic film, and not just about male strip. Like it's deep, and like, yeah,
He's
like,
number
he
2
is
on my
definitely-
What
list.
number is he on your list, Dusty? Okay, I got Idris Elba number 3.
I would go Channing Tatum
Chad.
number 3. I swear to God, because he's. I mean, he might be.
Well, we don't need to have him at number
but
3.
I
I would be okay with him 5 or 6.
What about Elba 5 or 6?
I think Channing Tatum's more of a hunk than Idris Elba, dude.
We got Pitt Hardy. You
So
got
who we
a
got? We
couple
got
double
Pitt,
dippers
Hardy,
with Harrison Ford,
Pitt.
Hugh Hemsworth. So that's going to be 3, 4, 5 right there. So we've got a 6 banger left.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth should be.
I'm
number
okay
3,
with that.
I think.
And then Jackman 4. Jackman 4 or Harrison Ford 4?
I would say Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, comparing if they were standing side by side in their prime, I got Jackman at 6, but I got Ford at 4.
I have Harrison Ford out of respect. I feel like I don't think he's necessarily like. I don't know, like. That was almost before the age of the hunk, if that makes any sense. Harrison Ford. Like, Hugh Jackman almost started that freaking buff, ripped superhero type badass 21st century hunk.
So put that
Hugh
Aussie
Jackman.
in there, number 4.
So
there.
Harrison Ford was BH. He was before hunk.
Hugh Jackman. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a little
So all right.
premature hunk. Yeah. He kind of set the tone for
I think
future
his
hunks,
his
He
personality
did.
in movies is more like Indiana Jones is hunk. He's a hunk. He's a major hunk. He's a smart hunk.
though. He is.
Han Solo's a hunk too.
Yeah, he can pull off the smart and sophisticated hunky look. He was a professor, that's why. And once those glasses
Oh, he
and
just
the
gets-
tailored suit come off, he pulls off being just a
Oh,
badass
yeah. Doesn't shower for
hunky
weeks.
action hero.
But I could show you like 2 seconds of Hugh Jackman flexing with the freaking blades coming out of his hands as Wolverine. You know, I mean, holy shit. And then also, to add to the hunkiness, he does musicals like no other. So like he's got that sort of sensitive
Yeah.
side.
He's got
So then it's like,
he's got appeal across the hunky board.
yeah,
he really
lures
does.
the ladies in with that musical side, and then as soon as the husbands are like, "Hey, what are you doing?" and then it's like, "Bam, Wolverine!" It's like, "Oh yeah, I like him too." Yeah,
Well, yeah, he appeals to the certain men too for musicals, Chad. So
if I could make anyone an American, I would claim Hugh
All right.
Jackman.
All right.
I love that guy.
Okay, so we've got
I agree.
just
I'm going
to
with Hugh Jackman.
stay
number
on
4.
track here. Number 1, Brad Pitt, Hollywood Hunk. Number 2, Tom Hardy. Number 3, Chris Hemsworth. Number 4, Hugh Jackman. So number 5 and 6, you guys are probably out on Patrick Swayze, a little too puny for your taste.
Yeah, too puny. He's a good-looking guy, but that hairstyle too, it doesn't reel me in, and he's just a little too
Tough
puny,
as nails,
not
though.
bulky and hunky enough for me. Chad,
Here's
he
the
is
thing.
in movies, yeah,
like
but
if you're picking somebody from the
if-
80s that's not Harrison Ford, as far as he is pretty. I don't know. It's close. Who else we got up? Who else I'm
Would you-
considering?
Idris
I don't
Elba.
know.
Idris Elba. He would throw him around like a little bitch, Chad.
Dude, he ripped a throat out, and he also freaking
Dirty
did the
Dancing.
Dirty
Yeah, I
Dancing.
mean,
That's
those
pretty
hips. I
Yeah,
don't think
that's
like
pretty
that
baller.
that was set in what, the 50s or 60s, right? The 60s. You know they didn't shower
Yeah,
every day, so
60s,
he
yeah,
just
I think.
stunk, and he was a hunk of meat that loved to dance, and just a womanizer, just a hunk.
I mean, you could think it that way, and I agree with you, but at the same time, you're thinking like a more buff Kevin Bacon at that point. And it's like, okay, Kevin Bacon's definitely not a hunk, you know.
I think Idris Elba's got Swayze beat. He's got the look. He's got the rugged
Are
body.
you gonna
He's
fight for
handsome.
Idris Elba? I don't see it, dude. I don't, man.
Look up
All right,
pictures
I would
of Idris
say
Elba and
I would
Patrick
say
Swayze. Put 'em
that
side by
Bradley
side.
Cooper is more of a hunk than Idris Elba.
No
Yeah.
way. He doesn't have the body. He does not
What?
have the body.
He
Look
does
up
too. Are
Idris
you
Elba
kidding me?
shirtless.
Dude.
Look up Bradley Cooper shirtless. Google
go
image.
ahead.
And then Idris Elba. Idris
Dude,
Elba
he's my
shirtless. Google
like
image.
homepage background.
I'm taking
No.
another Twitter poll.
No,
We can-
Number
stop
6.
it. Dude,
Yeah.
give me a reason why
Idris
why
Elba,
Idris Elba.
Swayze.
Why Idris Elba?
No, we're gonna put.
Dude, what
put
movies have you even
Swayze.
seen him in? Like,
He was in The Office.
oh my god, dude, he was in The Office. Okay, I've got a couple to throw at you: American Hustle, American Sniper, freaking The Hangover.
Yeah, I've
The
seen
Hangover
those,
Part
Chad.
2. Dude, like Bradley Cooper, man, come on, like he's definitely freaking A Star Is Born. He's where he literally.
We're not
sings his
talking
own songs.
career accomplishments, Chad.
Hunk.
We're not talking career accomplishments in movies here.
Dude, I would take Jason Momoa over Idris Elba.
I don't know. I think Idris Elba's a sleeper, guy.
Well,
a lot of people
I
think he's a
think-
hunk.
No.
we got number 5 and we got number 6 left. Is Harrison Ford on this or not?
I'd say he's
We should
too.
give him a complimentary number 6. For
One of the
being
founding fathers
of
forerunner
hunkiness.
a hunk.
he set the
He's a founding hunk father.
he set the groundwork for future hunks.
Thank you, Mr. Ford.
Penn Channing Tatum number 5. Then we'll do a Twitter poll for number
Harrison
6.
Ford's number
Harrison
6.
Ford's number 6.
No, he's an honorary. He's an
thought he was a
honorary
honorable
number
mention.
6.
No, number 6.
I agree with that. He's a forefather. He's a founding father of hunk. Okay? He's got that stink to him that is in the hunk land. So, yeah, I think he needs to be up there. He's one of the original. He's one of the OHs. He's an original hunk. Yeah.
He's got the stink and the smirk.
He's got the 2 S's of being a
He
hunk.
is charismatic and he is a hunk. I agree.
Stink
So we
and the
got
smirk.
Elba.
You guys are sleeping on Elba though. I'm
Bradley
telling you.
Cooper.
Honestly, I don't see Idris Elba. No.
Look up more
Chan-
pictures, Chad. Do more research.
What does that even mean, dude? I'll look up pictures of Dwayne Johnson. I'll look up pictures of Jason
too
Momoa.
muscular.
Jason
He's too
Momoa is
beefy.
way bigger than Idris Elba.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah, he's too big.
Yes or no? Idris Elba, yes or no? Jordy?
Yes.
Hello? You guys,
Hello?
can you guys still hear me?
Wait, for what?
We're just going to do you think they belong on this list?
Yeah.
Idris Elba, Jordy, Chad? I say no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
So he's off. Channing Tatum,
Wow.
Jordy?
Sleeper, I'm telling you.
Chad? Me too.
Yes.
He's number 5.
Yes.
He's
He's
in Magic Mike.
he's a
I know
hunk.
it was a really good
Yeah.
movie. The screenplay was great, but when Pony hits by Genuine, if you're a woman within a 5-foot radius, for one, you've got your fingers crossed that he's gonna come in your direction. And then you're gonna be coming in his direction because he's gonna make you he's just gonna go off. When that beat hits, you're getting grinded to death by that hunk.
Yeah. Well, he used to be a freaking dancer stripper. That role, he is Magic Mike. Like that role
Yeah.
was from a previous experience. And Idris Elba is some bloke from England who was in The Wire, which is set in Baltimore. So without the cast, without the producers of The Wire, he wouldn't be shit. Which, Jordy, have you seen The Wire? No, I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't
You
seen
know who
it.
Channing Tatum looks like? Channing Tatum looks like a lacrosse player.
Bullshit. He does not. Dude, no. You know what? He looks like a wrestler, which I regard wrestlers as one of the top
He was in
athletes.
Foxcatcher, wasn't he?
Oh.
He was in Foxcatcher?
Yeah,
he was a
was.
wrestler. Oh, my God. I didn't even realize that. He was.
There you go. So, all right, boys. So I think we did it. We do have some, some honorable mentions for sure. But the honorary number 6, top 6 Hollywood hunks, Harrison Ford coming in at number 6. Number 5, Channing Tatum. Number 4, Hugh Jackman, followed by another Aussie at number 3, Chris Hemsworth. Number 2, Tom Hardy. And number 1, consensus all around, Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
The best. Yep.
Oh, another thing about Brad Pitt. You know the line from the Shania Twain song? Okay, so you're Brad Pitt. That don't impress me.
Exactly.
Much.
That's like...
No, recently she changed her tune. She publicly stated that Brad Pitt does, in fact, impress.
Ooh!
So a legendary musical artist like Shania Twain, she changed her tune about Brad Pitt. I mean, talk about...
I don't know if we'll ever
there.
do top 6 bodacious babes or anything, but in her prime, Shania Twain was the bomb. Holy shit.
Yes, I agree.
If she's flexing on Brad Pitt, then he must be the hunkiest hunk.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys caught it, but shout out to our mom again for calling the equivalent of a hunk, a female hunk, a sex bomb. Never knew that was a thing. So that's gonna.
Dad must have called her that at one point. I don't know.
Sex bomb and Eldred
back
hunk.
in '93.
All right, so if we do Eldred hunks, Nick LaBella might make the list. Who knows? So maybe old Lance Baker too. He's a listener. He's a top listener. Appreciate that. Old Terror Hunks, baby. Terror Hunks. All right. Well, boys, we got this list done. I'll end the episode with with a couple of lists from our my mother-in-law and hopefully our mom. I think she'll re-record it. Other than that, boys, I think this was fun. Anything else to add before we let these fine listeners go?
Yeah, I'm just going to go take a shower now. Honestly, I'm not going to explain why. I just need to. Peace out.
Hunk counter.
See you next week, hunks and hunkettes.
What's happening, everybody? Dustin here. Thank you so much for listening to the Top 6 Hollywood Hunks episode. We're going to leave you off with a couple of recordings. The first one is of my wife reading off my mother-in-law's list of Top 6 Hollywood Hunks, followed very quickly by the Top 6 boys' mother, Joy Lynn Beauvais Bernard's Top 6 Hollywood Hunks list. Thank y'all. Bye. And yes, it is Steve Winwood playing in the background.
Hello, this is Linda Fulmer's top 6 list. She doesn't know how to video record. She sent us a list via video, but just of a list she wrote down. So her top 6 list is number 6, Elvis Presley. Number 5, James Garner. He's from The Notebook. Number 4, Sam Elliott. Number 3, Tom Selleck. Number 2, Hugh Jackman. And number 1, Cary Grant.
This is your mother, and here's my top 6 list from number 6 to number 1. Burt Lancaster, Leonard Whiting, Lee Majors, Robert Redford, Andy Garcia, Tom Selleck.